On this week's episode, we talk about The Wrath of Man.
Yeah, revenge movie from Guy Ritchie and Jason Statham.
And all your other pop culture news. All right, let's start off with a good old-fashioned spoiler alert.
Yes. Even though there's not much to spoil because the plot is pretty simple. The trailer gives pretty much everything away.
It does.
And there's also a remake.
Yes.
So, this movie called The Wrath of Man, starring Jason Statham. And there's also Scott Eastwood. Mm-hmm. There's Andy Garcia. Mm-hmm. Is another big name.
The McElhaney guy? McElhaney?
Who's McElhaney?
The big Irish Holt McElhaney.
Who's that?
Bullet. The big
Irish Josh Hartnett. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of other familiar faces that you're going to recognize from other movies, from cable shows. Mm-hmm. And so it's a very, very big, I don't want to say big, but it's a modest size cast, very talented. Sure. Guy Ritchie always work with some of the best in the industry. And to tell this revenge story, it's a remake of a French movie called Le Convoyeur.
Yes.
Translated here to the Americas as the Cash Truck. Is that it? Cash Truck. I think it's a cash truck. You want to check that real quick?
Yeah, conveyor. Yeah.
Yeah.
The conveyor. I don't know.
No. You put it on IMDb, cash truck.
Oh, okay.
And it should show up right away.
You're not asking about the word. You're asking about the title.
Oh yeah. No, cash truck. Just the name. Cash Truck. There you go. Cash Truck.
Yeah.
It was released in 2004. Mm-hmm. So it's a French movie with some famous names. You know, John Dujardin. Yeah, Oscar nominated. From The Artist. Anyways, and the plot is pretty simple, as I said, is mentioned in the trailer. Is a revenge movie. Yeah. But it's a Guy Ritchie movie, so there's always the heist element, the mystery, the tiny mystery boxes. Like I love that scene. There's one scene that the main character gets recognized. And it's like, he's cut to different, different places. Like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and it does and like he said, this is a very Guy Ritchie movie. They have these like different threads, different storylines that seem fairly disconnected. Yeah. At the beginning, so he follows one thread, and then there's a flashback. We follow another, and then there's another, and then finally at the end they all come together in this grand heist action sequence. Yeah. So in that sense, and Jason Statham, of course. So in that sense, like, even if you didn't know it was a Guy Ritchie going in, you would know by the time you left. Like, it's classic, quintessential, pure Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. And Statham it's really good at it. It's really well. It's like it was made for him, and maybe it was.
Yeah, maybe it was. Or maybe he was made for Guy Ritchie, or I don't know.
I mean, they worked together quite a bit. It was like the fourth time they worked together. Mm-hmm. They worked together on Snatched,
Lock, Stock, and
Smoking Barrels. Just Smoking Barrels. Was he on Rock and Roll? He wasn't on Rock and Roll, right?
I don't think so.
No, there was Elba, and who was the white guy?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
And so they work really well together. Mm-hmm. And this one, the music is something apart. It's really well done. It's very dramatic. The initial credits are like very, very. It reminds me of some like Punisher, some very Black Label comic book. It makes images from the movie stylized in very, very dark colors. With
there's a lot of classical art.
Yes.
Involved with classical art, showing like combat and like animals fighting. There's one references a painting of Jacob fighting an angel. So lots of stuff like that.
Quick jump into the plot. So it's a revenge movie, as I said like a couple of times already. What happens is Jason Statham is this guy. We don't know. The movie doesn't start giving us everything. It gives it starts with Jason Statham getting a job at
an armored truck
financial security company that deal with armored trucks to get money from place to another, and he gets the job. The guy tells him, "Oh, you need 70% to pass," and he gets 70% to pass. But I was like, "Come on!" It's like, I mean, first we saw the trailer. It was like, this guy is like, he's keeping it down, low profile. He's not showing all his potential, but he passes. As soon as he passes, he starts working, and when he starts working, the one of the trucks he's in is attacked by a gang that wants to rob the truck, and he reacts like Jason Statham would react. He shoots and kills the guy. One fun cameo from Post Malone.
Yes.
So he kills all of them, and and his companions. It's like, dude, and there's like this controversy at the company. Some think he's crazy, some think he's a hero.
I say, ¿por qué no los dos?
So
one person says, I'm starting to think he's a psychopath.
It's like, stop.
Yeah, you mean the guy with like one facial expression who says nothing but kills a lot of people very easily? Maybe isn't. You might be onto something there.
So, and then the movie cuts for 3 months before that?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It cuts 2 months before that, and then we find out that, no, never mind. Before that, there's a clip of an armored truck being attacked.
Yes.
And it's in a very interesting way. We see everything that is going on from a camera inside the truck. And we see the guys attacking the truck, shooting the truck from the front, opening a hole on the side of the truck with, what they call those?
Like a welder?
Yeah. There's
another word for it.
Yeah, someone at work was mentioning this. Like, let's use those. A torch is something. It's a chemical.
An acetylene torch.
Yeah, I think that's what they call. So
I don't rob armored trucks.
We see they cutting the truck. First we hear this boom that I only found out what was it when they show at the end of the movie.
There's no way to know.
Yeah. Which makes total sense. It's like something to stop the truck to move. But anyways, so they open the truck, get the guys out, and then we hear. That's the thing. When we hear, we see the guy getting money out of the truck, and we hear, oh no, he's shooting the guards. Bah, bah, bah. Oh no, he's shooting us. Bah, bah, bah. Cut.
Yeah.
Cuts to Jason Statham getting the job. We had that whole thing, and then cuts to the past, where we learn, and we see in more detail that whole scene. What happened was Jason Statham is not who he looks like, who he apparently.
Yeah, so he applied to this place as like a former cop and all this stuff, but this is obviously not true.
Yeah.
So we find out in this flashback he's actually the boss. Everybody calls him boss, and he's hanging out with his son. But then one of his guys calls him. Just the thing,
he's the boss of this thing. That we don't know how big it is, because apparently he stays in England. So if he
stays in LA.
But he said, "I'm going back to England," at a certain point.
Yeah, like to go home.
So he lives in LA.
He lives in LA.
And the kid is visiting. It's not him visiting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a local boss then. Okay.
Yeah, local boss. And then. Yeah, so he's hanging out with his son. He gets a call, and the guy said, like, look, so-and-so's, he got hit by a drunk driver. We need you. We're doing this recon. We can't put a tracker on the truck digitally. You have to just go. It'll take like 10 minutes. Just go. Tell us which way this truck turns. And he's all, no, I'm with my son. Somebody else do it. And I'm like, no, it's taken us like 6 weeks to figure this out. We've got just 10 minutes. Tell us which way the truck turns, and you can go back to your day. So it's okay, fine. So he goes out with his son. They're gonna like go see a football game or something. And he's like, oh hey, let's get a burrito. So he stops at this food truck, which we see is right across the street from the main gate of the Fortico, like the gate where the Fortico trucks go in and out. And so he gets this burrito. He stops. He's waiting for he orders the food. He looks. He sees the truck come out. He tells his guys, "Okay, the truck turned right," and he goes back to his car with the burritos for him and his son. Only he sees then that the truck, the armored truck that had just pulled out, has been stopped. It's being robbed, and this is all happening right next to his car where his son was waiting for him.
And that's the scene we saw in the beginning, but we saw from the camera inside the truck. Now we see from outside.
Yep.
With more details.
Yeah, we see the people doing it a little bit better. We see, but more specifically, we see that his son saw the whole thing, and the perpetrators, the robbers, saw that he saw. So they drag him out of the truck, or out of the car. They put him on the ground. At this point, Jason Statham is running to save his son, and we see one of the robbers panic, or anyway.
No, it was pretty
deliberate.
Yeah,
but we'll find out more about that later.
You saw me, papa.
Yeah, shoots the son. Jason Statham loses it, but he's too far away, and so the guy who just shot the son turns around and shoots Jason Statham, and he hits the ground and then just watches, like makes perfect searing eye contact with this murderer as he drives away.
Yeah. So from there we cut back to the present. We go back to the past a couple more times. We go back to that scene once again to see more details, because we first we saw from the security company and the guard's perspective inside the truck. Then we saw from Jason Statham and his son's perspective, and then finally saw from the criminals' perspective, and we learned a little bit more about them. Yeah. What happened is they're a group of former military veterans that served overseas and fought in combat over there, and then when they got back home, they felt not appreciated. They felt like they can get jobs, or the jobs suck, and they feel like society don't take care of them, which is true. But in their case, they go to an extreme and think, so let's take it. So they become criminals, and they start robbing those. What they rob first? Oh, first they robbed the house of a rich man.
Yeah, one of them is doing security for like a sheikh. One of the these like mega wealthy.
An Arabic Afghani.
Yeah. No.
I know.
Okay. That is established in the film.
That's a
and
joke.
In real life.
There's a joke in the movie that's like the guy called the Afghani Arabic.
Arabic, and they're like, they're not Arabic. And he's like, well, what are they?
Like, the clue is in the name.
It's in the name, dude. Anyways, yeah.
So this group of military men, including one, Scott Eastwood, decided to go and rob, get money, and they realize it's not hard, and they realize that armored truck is a good business. They make a lot of money, and they decided before I get to that, that's was that the first armored truck they got when they shoot the son?
I don't remember. I feel like maybe they didn't. No, I think it was.
It was. Okay.
I think it was, yeah.
So they got a lot of money.
They escalate pretty quickly.
Yeah. And from that, they realize if you can get that much money from a truck, we should get a lot of money from the actual company, from the depot.
Yeah, so the depot, is where all this cash stays between places. Like, they go get it from the casinos and bring it back to the depot. They get it from the cruise ships and dispensaries and all that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we learn a little bit more about Statham's mission and his dark spirit. Before he decided to infiltrate the company to get it from inside, he sent his people, his hitmen, to scorch the earth. It's like, find this town, find a name. I want to find who did it, and they go and get in trouble, fight every other gang. And they don't get anything.
They can't find anything. At one point, he's even working with the FBI.
Yeah.
He's got this FBI agent who seems to be like a pretty high-ranking FBI agent. Gives him a list of names and says, like, these names, you can do whatever you want with them. And so we see in this montage, again, we never know specifically what his deal is.
Yeah.
But we see in this montage of like scorched earth, like kidnapping, torturing, murdering all these bad guys, trying to track down who killed his son. We see that he's at the head of an organization with a huge amount of resources, cash, all this other stuff.
Yeah, we do see some of the the criminal ethics a little bit. There's one moment in specifics when he get to deal with pornographers. They're actually using minors to make pornography.
Yeah.
And they after all the torture they do with those guys, they find out that they didn't do. It's not them that killed his son. They didn't kill his son. Yeah, they are making more money with pornography. In fact, they had like 2 million,
2.5 million,
2.5 million there, and they could just leave because it's not them. But he decided, it's like, no, send they kill everybody, send those girls, give them the money, and send them home. An interesting aspect of the disturbed, corrupt, ethical dilemma inside of the criminals. There's a line even them will not cross. But anyways, back to the main plot. So Statham gets infiltrated, makes some friends, makes some not really friends at the company, start working for several months. Meanwhile, the gang of former military are like, escalating to the point that they decide to steal the money from the depot.
Yeah. And as they escalate, we see Scott Eastwood is starting to kind of go off the edge. He's the one. He's their boss, their colonel, did they call him? Yeah, was saying like, keep it low key, don't buy anything crazy. We're just gonna this is retirement money. But he's got himself he's bought a sweet apartment and this high-end motorcycle, and we can see like he's getting kind of an itchy trigger finger, and it's so like the money, the rush, it's changing him.
Yeah. And they all show aspects of that. It's like I love the money, but I love one mission. One of the other guys said. There's problems with them. With all of them. I mean, I assume because if there was someone without a problem, they would get out and not get involved.
It's true.
Into all that.
But I feel like this is kind of a Guy Ritchie thing. Like, there aren't any really good guys. There aren't white knights. Yeah. So like, they're all bad guys, but then there's like the bad guys.
Which is a very interesting. When you're only dealing with bad guys. There's like, you could deal with some ethical dilemma like I just mentioned, but it's not like he's not good, but there's a limit, and they're all bad. There's a lot to explore there, which is better than make a bad guy. There's not a bad guy, that a lot of movies these days do. I feel empathy. Oh, what if you were him? Crap like that. Anyways,
no, it is clear Jason Statham is a bad and terrifying human being.
Yeah. And by all means,
but he's not a human trafficker.
And by all means, he will not do anything to hurt you personally, unless you kill his son. And if you kill his son, yes.
Or unless he thinks that you might possibly know who may have killed his son.
Yes, then he can hurt you to get the information.
Yeah. Anyways,
through the meetings of the gang that is robbing places, banks, and armored trucks, we find out that they have someone inside, and that's how that's how they're getting the intel, what to do, how to do, and they finally decide to go for the big one and rob the place, and then they're gonna go and rob the place. But they have to deal with one Jason Statham that is there, and there's a lot of action. It's pretty cool, and the guys go heavily prepared with
armor and
what's it called? That I can't remember. Armor
strategy.
No, there's a name for that. I can't remember.
Sorry, I don't know either. Yeah, so this heist against the depot on Black Friday. This is like the grand finale. So
there's
different threads.
Detail you mentioned. It's on Black Friday.
Yes.
Which in my head, it does not make sense. It's like, what company is sending money out on Black Friday? Because it's kind of a...
It's going to be like that night or something.
It's kind of a holiday, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because...
I think one big moral of the story is to use plastic.
Because that's the other thing that doesn't make sense. It's like, who uses that much money?
Well, they mention the casinos. We see them on cruise ships. But then also dispensaries. Okay. Dispensaries can't use...
they can't.
They have to use cash because of federal laws.
Okay.
So there are...
And in LA, they have plenty of those. Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so all those threads, the veterans, Jason Statham, all the stuff, all these threads come together at this big heist where, of course, by this point, we know that Scott Eastwood is the one who killed the son, and so does Jason Statham, and so it all comes together there. He takes them down one by one in a spectacular, grotesquely violent fashion.
In this dark, gritty, violent poetry is like, check the autopsy of my son, and then the guy reads the autopsy. It's like liver. Is that liver, lungs, spleen,
heart.
It's like, and then the guy's like, so what do you want? It's like, bah, your liver, bah, your lungs, bah, your spleen. And then he mentions his name, right?
I think so. Yeah.
His name was Dougie, and he was a student or something like that. Bah! Shoots him in the heart. And
there's a really cool detail about this. I don't know if you noticed.
What?
At the very beginning, when Jason Statham is training for his new job,
I noticed that, but I don't think
he shoots the target. He shoots a paper target
in the position,
and they bring it up, and the bullets, instead of being like center mass, they're spread out across the torso. And I look, and the trainer's like, oh wow, it's been a while, huh? Thinking he missed, but it was obvious he did it on purpose. And those bullets, I'm pretty sure we could go back and like screenshot.
Yeah.
He shot out. It was heart. It was those 4 spots.
I assume,
he knew exactly what he was doing.
I assume that. But then the heart one is like, he never shot one in the middle.
He never did, but your heart's not in the middle. Your heart's here.
Yeah, but I mean, when I say middle, it's like closer to the middle. Because all of them seem to be like...
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Heart, like they were all like spread out around major organs. So I'm pretty sure. Again, we're comparing like brief visuals from the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie, but the foreshadowing is just too perfect.
Yeah, it is.
So it had to be that.
Yeah. No, I was pretty sure about that, but then I was thinking, it's like, what the heart?
No, it was because I noticed especially there was one like right there in the heart. I'm like, this is.
Yeah, I hope it is. We should call Guy Ritchie because if it is, it's pretty cool. Detail.
And I don't know, just given like the way he's a director, I think it's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know.
It's about. I mean, I guess it's about how many. Did he shot 5 times? That was it. 4 times.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's a good question, but it's too good, especially like how focused he was, and the guy's like, "Oh man, it's been a while since you shot a gun," and he's all, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
Anyway.
So he shoots the guy, and in this dark poetic moment, and that's it. Vengeance accomplished. One of his guys is waiting outside, and he drives away, and he gets lost in the big city of LA, and with this like very intense dark music that keeps you in the movie. You know, sometimes they put some random pop music, some random but all the music in the movie, including Johnny Cash, it keeps you there all the time. You know, it's like surround you on that. You know,
the use of Johnny Cash, I felt like was just spot on. The whole Man in Black, the bad guy who's not a bad guy.
Second American, take place in an American movie. The other one was Revolver, and it was really good.
Yeah.
We liked it. We recommend it. Not for kids. It's very adult.
It's rated R for lots of reasons.
Content, and It's doing really well. It did like something like 8 million in the box office weekend. In the first box office weekend, being followed by Nobody that did something like 6. So the movies are reopening, and this is one option. If you like action, and if you like Guy Ritchie, and if you've never seen Guy Ritchie, go watch. You might like it.
Yeah, it's distinctive and enjoyable.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, bit of a mood shift. We finished finally an HBO series called Made for Love.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Well, we finished the first season.
I don't think it's going to be more.
Really?
How does it end?
It ends with, like, they're back in the cube.
Yeah.
And the nuns all freaked out. I don't know. Maybe there won't be more. But there could be.
Wait, they go back in the cube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously it was really memorable.
Yeah. No, I liked the entire show. I just realized that I can't remember the end. Huh.
So, Made for Love stars she's the mother from How I Met Your Mother. And I know that she has a voice, or a name. That's not the mother, but that's just how I'll always see her.
No, that's not the mother's name.
Yeah?
It's Cristin Milioti.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
I think it's Milioti. It's Milioti.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. Yeah. Anyway, she's the wife of...
the head of Googly. Not Google.
Yeah.
Googly.
Which is Goggle. It's Goggle.
It's Goggle.
Yeah.
Goggle. Which is basically the Google of the narrative universe. Yeah.
This guy is kind of like a Steve Jobs plus Mark Zuckerberg. And that he's got he has some of the flash and the style and the marketing savvy of Steve Jobs, but also like the sociopathic creep of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
A little bit. Like strong words for Mark Zuckerberg.
That's true.
But some of like the slightly disturbing aspect. Anyway, kind of a hybrid of the two in terms of influence, genius, impact on the market, and also his character.
Yeah. So in Us One, rich billionaire Bond villain type. He lives in a compound in the middle of nowhere, but it's like full of technology to the point that inside is called the cube, and inside he can holographically visually make to look like any place.
So it looks like they're living just in this paradise, and they've got a swimming pool, and there's a dolphin, so he goes for a swim with their pet dolphin every morning, and they've got just everything they could possibly want, and living in the lap of luxury, and isn't it great? But we see pretty quickly that this utopia is more of a dystopia.
Yeah.
Because the disturbing things are revealed pretty quickly. Like, for example, we see them at the beginning. They're enjoying some husband-wife relations.
They're having sex.
Yeah. And then later in the day, she's playing a video game. She's doing like a flight simulator, and this notification pops up that asks her to evaluate her orgasm that morning. And so she has to rate different aspects of the orgasm, like on a scale of 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And she can't like skip it. She can't ignore it. It's so weird. It's so weird. And so like things like that start to pop up, that you realize that things aren't quite as they seem.
Yeah. In the main plot, Made for Love, what happens is the next step of technology, communications, connection between people, especially between couples, which is the focus of this new technology, is to connect couples in a full level of connectivity, installing a microchip in the man and a microchip in the woman, so they would be connected.
They think each other's thoughts.
They hear what the other hear, and
they share feelings and everything.
Yeah, and the guy's has this great idea. He clearly never had a lot of relationships. He was like socially, what they call it, retarded? No, socially handicapped. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
So he creates that, and he implants that on the wife. she doesn't know.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the cool things about the show is how this mystery kind of unfolds. We learn what we know about the cube, the hub, the cube,
the hub.
We learn what we learned
cube.
about. Yes, yeah.
No, the hub is the compound.
Yeah,
the cube,
and it's made up of different cubes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Whew, it's been a while.
Cube is the technology. He even brings one cube out when he's gonna date this girl.
Yeah. Oh, he's weird. But we learn all this about them kind of in flashbacks. What we first see is her like bursting out of a trap door, like opening a hatch in the middle of the desert and climbing out in this like sequined formal dress and running off and running away and trying to escape. Yeah, like soaking wet but like super happy and her like running away and trying to escape this. And so we learn everything we learn about the hub through, it slowly unfolds over the course of the season, about like the dysfunction of their relationship, how like just disturbed and twisted this guy is, even though he presents as just this like friendly, insightful genius to the world. Her relationship with her dad, she ends up running back to her hometown where she hasn't been for 10 years. And she finds her dad, and they have a really rough relationship. And
talking about relationship, there's this weird futuristic development where her father, played by Ray Romano, has a relationship with a doll.
Yes.
A realistic, but still a doll. She doesn't speak or move. She's just
a life-size
big piece of rubber doll. But he treats her like 24/7, like she is a person.
Yes, she wears his dead wife's clothes. He gives her meals. He talks to her. He like
takes her to places.
Yeah. So I feel like our description is getting very convoluted, but the show's kind of convoluted. Like there's like flashbacks and developments. So she's working on her relationship with her dad. She's reconnecting with best friends from the past. She's reconnecting with her past self, establishing herself as an independent woman, trying to have this divorce from this guy who is like all powerful and all seeing and can see everything she sees because she's got this chip in her head. So we've got like this mystery, a little bit of a thriller. There's definitely some comedic moments and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
It is fun. You should check it. It's on HBO Max. And it's a very interesting theme, very it's futuristic, but it's not that far from happen to become true. Yeah. So
okay.
Made for Love.
Yes. Okay. Over on Apple, so that's HBO. Over on Apple TV, the new season of Mythic Quest has started, and I am not disappointed.
Yeah, no, they doing what they do best. Charlie Day, Rob McElhenney. McElhenney, is that?
I thought so.
I thought McElhenney. Anyways, and I can't remember the name of the girl. Because Rob and Charlie worked together for a long time. They developed It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which is on FX, but they worked together before. They were friends before. So they developed this show about a company that develops a video game. MMORPG. And it's hilarious because the characters are insane.
They are, and it's what they do best. You have this ensemble cast of hilarious characters trying to run a business, and they're like all dysfunctional and disturbed and weird in so many ways, but they're great. Excuse me. But the season starts great. They're trying to come up with
a sequel.
Expansion, yeah. Yeah, and the whole episode they're just trying to come up with a title.
The first episode
for the expansion. That's it, and they do. Titan's Rift. Yeah. So cool.
One big difference from the second season, between second and the first season, is that Poppy, she's now a co-executive producer, a co-manager, creative director. So, and she's dealing with the whole it's like she's the boss now, and she has to earn respect and to manage people, and at the same time she has to earn respect from the actual boss, and find her place and authority.
Yeah, there's a lot about the power struggles.
And she having like sex dreams with him.
Oh my gosh. So disturbing. They really, and I feel like this is kind of their brand, like the Rob and Charlie, like their brand is this line where like disturbing and comedy meet. They do that really well.
But that's
they don't ever go like too
comedy.
Disturbing.
But
they stay where it's still really funny.
But that says a lot about comedy. It is like to shock, to offend. And that's why I was telling it to you the other day, is like some stuff on Comedy Central, and then you watch, and it's like, the guy says something, and it's like it's so carefully done these days to not shock and not offend anyone. It's like it's not funny.
Yeah, well, yeah. So if you stay too safe, then it's not funny. But also, you can cross that line to a point where it's not funny anymore. It's just gross.
Sure.
Because what I'm saying is they're really good at getting to that sweet spot where like it's horrifying. Like Danny DeVito and his toe knife and
he's naked getting out of a couch.
Oh my gosh! Or like these sex dreams like that, and everybody's having them, but like. And they're so disturbing, but like they're so funny, and they do so much to like develop the characters and drive the plot forward. Anyway, so hats off to them.
Yeah, 50 quests.
They're weird and funny people.
On Apple TV, it's really good. You should check it. They have 2 episodes available. A new episode every Friday.
Okay. And our last new show for the week was Bad Batch over on Disney+.
Oh, you saw Shadow and Bone.
We did. No, I bumped that down to our Netflix section. Okay. I should have put that with the new show.
Bad Batch.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Whew. This was good.
Star Wars spin-off show from the Clone Wars. And it starts really well. The characters are like... I mean, after it did so well for so long with Clone Wars, it would take a lot to screw up, And fortunately, they didn't work that hard to screw up, and they worked really well to do good. We have our characters, we have our villain, we have our mystery character.
Yep.
And the movie takes place right after the show. The first episode is 1 hour and a half-ish, so it's almost like a movie. And the show takes place right after the Order 66 with this.
We actually see Order 66 happen.
Yes.
Which is just there's this moment where they're like, "Oh, we just talked to Rex. He's with Obi-Wan Kenobi on this planet. They got intel that General Grievous is there," and you're like, "Oh no."
And then they are in Salukimai, and then the troopers are helping Jedi's. It's like,
including Caleb Dune.
Yeah.
Who we know becomes Kanan. Yeah. But like just when he says like, "Oh, General Kenobi is with Grievous." Then like what's coming, and it just hurts. Yeah, they do it so well.
And the show starts pretty intense. This squad, they are disconnected from the other troopers, so they don't execute Order 66. But it's like, what are you gonna do? And it's really good. Disney Plus, new episode every Friday as well.
All right. Okay, let's stick with Disney for a minute and with Star Wars. Just as Star Wars has ignited our imaginations for decades, Disney has started to, or released a clip with a Disney performer dressed as Rey.
Yes.
And what does she do, Alex?
Yeah, she claims she's a Skywalker. No, I'm kidding. She a lightsaber. She holds a lightsaber, and this Disney promised the more realistic type of lightsaber to date is this retractable, and the video looks good. Yeah. So to be clear, this is not this is a real lightsaber. Yeah. Of course, it's not only light. There's solid involved, but it's retractable to the point that you see the beam going up and staying there. It looks cool. Yeah, that's cool. And they're saying this is going to be a part somehow involved in this new Star Wars hotel
resort.
Yes, definitely.
Experience.
Yeah, part of my Christmas list too.
Yes.
Yeah. It's super cool. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can't wait to see.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a release date and a title for the Black Panther sequel.
It's going to be Black with... No, I'm kidding. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So Disney Marvel announced a bunch of things on this event. So the new name for Black Panther sequel, the new name for Captain Marvel sequel, which I kind of like a Captain Marvel sequel. For me, it's like she was demoted. You know, she had her own movie, and now she's part of a group.
Well, I mean, it depends. What's the other group? So the Captain Marvel sequel. Oh, Black Panther is July 8th, 2022.
Yeah.
People
involved in Red think it's really good, so we'll see. There's no details. Chadwick Boseman passed away, so there's this whole kind of promise that they're not gonna recast. But how do Black Panther tell Black Panther? There's a possibility of the sister. There's the people that want. I'm not part of that, definitely. But some people that want Michael B. Jordan to be the new Black Panther.
He has said
he was a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
he has said he put it he said 2 out of 10. Like, never say never, but he has no plans or desire to go back.
Yeah.
Either
way,
another one.
For being a Black Panther or for being the villain, I don't think that.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they announced that, and the new Captain Marvel movie called The Marvels.
The Marvels. So this is following up on Captain Marvel, and also on the Miss Marvel show featuring Kamala Khan. So the Marvels
and Monica Rambeaux.
Yeah, but the show is Kamala Khan. The movie is Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeaux, and Kamala Khan, the 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about the show.
So the show is this year, and then the Marvels, the announced date is November 11th of 2022.
Yeah. So altogether, it's going to be like a team movie, and I hope they explain some ridiculous plot holes. You know, why Captain Marvel stayed out there all this time when there was a lot of problems here with Thanos and everything else, and someone was saying she had she had bigger problems to deal with. It's bigger problems? The guy snapped half of the universe. What's bigger than that?
Not much, unless she was dealing with him on other planets or on other worlds.
He was
going all over the place looking for...
Yeah, but when he was here, she wasn't.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, they also teased the Eternals, the Marvel super beings from distant galaxy that somehow going to get to Earth, which is... Yeah, we'll see.
So this one is in the hands of director Chloe Zhao, who just won herself a couple of Oscars.
For Nomadland.
Which is a huge leap in genre from Nomadland to Marvel.
For Marvel as we know today, maybe she's gonna have the freedom of creativity to do whatever she wants on that new Marvel movie. I'm trying really hard not to laugh because I doubt that's gonna happen. Yeah.
But we'll see. We will see on November 5th of this year.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else from Marvels?
No. Let's go over to Netflix.
Quick ones. League of Legends got animated series announced for Netflix. As we had Castlevania, as we heard about Assassin's Creed, I think Zelda had one that was they leaked the information, and because the information was leaked, they canceled it, which sucks. Yeah.
Oh, the douchery. That's terrible. The Irregulars was canceled after the first season. Yeah. This is the supernatural, steampunky Sherlock Holmes show. But it seemed to come to do well in ratings and stuff.
It was top.
Yeah, but they canceled it. So who knows? Who knows? We've also got a new trailer for Lucifer.
Yeah.
Season 5B.
And looks like he's going for daddy's job.
Yeah. So God is retiring?
And the kid's gonna fight among themselves to get the job.
But most especially, we get a replay of the classic Michael versus Lucifer showdown.
Yeah. And and there's like short clips, like basically frames on what it looks like is gonna be a middle school episode. We'll see.
It would fit. It's definitely it would fit in with the rest of the series.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we will see. We'll find out. Netflix has also launched a new show called Shadow and Bone. This is based on a young adult fantasy dystopian type novel.
And it looks good. We start seeing it. We'll come back with more details, but it's very interesting. Yeah. The cast is really good. The story is compelling. And yeah. They promised, they announced, people expect that this would be Netflix Game of Thrones. It's too soon to say, and there's some elements of Game of Thrones that was like shocking elements of Game of Thrones on the pilot, for instance, like brother and sister having sex, and right after sex throwing a kid
out the window
from the tower.
Yeah.
So that was a shock level. Woo!
What a way to start a show.
So this show doesn't have that, but it's promising. It's really good. We're gonna get back to it. Yeah, definitely some like YA fantasy tropes already in the beginning, but the world is it's all so interesting and so well done that I'll allow it. I'm into it. Okay, let's go over to Amazon. Invincible has been renewed for not 1 but 2 more seasons. Yes, that's another one we're gonna catch up and kind of come back to talk. That one, Jupiter's Legacy, but you're gonna talk about that later.
Yes, we'll watch that one first. Yeah, we'll talk about it. And then Chris Pratt is in a new movie called Tomorrow War that is coming out on Amazon July 2nd, and we just saw the new trailer.
It's actually a teaser. Yeah, it's not really a trailer. But the images is like as if or in the future. It looks good, looks fun, sci-fi. Yeah. Chris Pratt. Yeah.
It's actually a pretty great teaser. The more I think about it, because they just say like we're fighting a war 30 years in the future, and our enemy is not human. Boom. There we go.
Okay. But we don't see the enemy, so.
No, we don't. But we know we're fighting aliens in the future. Okay. So that's right. It's a good teaser. Like it just sets up.
Sure. Yeah.
Without giving any details.
Oh yeah. That's
Not like the Terminator trailer that gave away the huge twist.
Yeah. Oh yes. Anyway. And so many more.
Yeah.
All the trailers.
Okay. Last new trailer. We've got a new trailer for The Quiet Place 2 that will be coming out on May 28th in theaters.
Not much more details, which is good, but it's like, the trailer teased people like it's worth the wait, it's good. So we'll see. The first one was really good.
It was.
So yeah.
Okay. Roman Polanski, not usually our type of director to talk about on this show, but he's going to be directing it. He's working with some Italian producers and directors on a new film,
which we're probably not gonna see. We're probably not gonna care. Good. The news is about he was accused. He's wanted for rape. I can't remember the country that actually.
Sweden, I think.
Yeah. And he keeps like bouncing from place to place, non-extradition places, so he can avoid going to jail. But the hypocrisy of Hollywood, and I mean Hollywood, the entertainment industry everywhere, including Italy, is that. They hiring him, and the big suit comes to say,
"We care about films. That's our job. We don't care about personal history."
So rapists, Nazis, torturers, and murderers, and all sorts of bad people get the worst people in the planet. You can find work in Italy in filmmaking because they don't care about your personal life.
Yeah, which to a certain extent, like I think up to a point is fine. Like most recently, I'm thinking of Gina Carano. Like I think in her situation, it would have been appropriate to say, we don't care about your personal life. We're just here to make a movie. That's our job.
Yeah.
But in this case, we're talking about somebody who's wanted for the rape of a 13-year-old, and just maybe you should care about that aspect of someone's personal life.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't do it, he's been running away. He won't even stand trial. So, like, at least I don't think he stood trial. Anyway,
it's
not cool.
It's unofficial, and it's actually official because he said it. Endorsement of the Italian film industry on rapists and bad people in general. Yeah. So, anyways,
let's go to other things. Okay, so in the world of TV, Night Court. This is the reboot, and it's the NBC has ordered the pilot.
Is it NBC or CBS?
NBC is what you wrote here.
Okay, so it's NBC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for some reason that was CBS. The what's the bucket?
Melissa Roach.
Melissa Roach. She was on Big Bang Theory. She was what's her name? Bernadette. Yeah.
Bernadette. Yeah.
She's gonna be the main character, and she was supposed to be the daughter of the former judge in High Court. Yeah. What's his name?
Harry Anderson.
Yes, and so gonna be a reboot, follow-up, sequel.
Yeah. It's more like a sequel.
Yeah, I never watched the entire show. I watched bits and pieces of episodes.
There's a court. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
Hijinks ensue.
I don't know how realistic that is, because the concept for me is like, does that actually even exist?
I don't know. I honestly never heard of it outside of the show.
Oh, so maybe not.
Maybe not, or maybe it's like a California thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyways, The Good Doctor has been renewed for a 5th season, which is great. I love me a good medical drama.
Ryan Reynolds' Maximum Effort signed first look deal with Paramount.
So this is his production company, and
yeah.
So he'll be making movies.
Last but not least, The Flash, the show that's kind of dying, last couple seasons. Some people say it's like, I'm out of this boat. Tom Cavanaugh and Carlos Valdez, Cisco. I mean, Harrison. What's his name?
Harrison Wells.
Yeah. Harrison Wells and Cisco Ramon are leaving the show.
Yeah.
And we kind of felt that because they already got replacements for them, even though they're still there.
Well, Wells has died, like Tom Cavanaugh has died so many times on this show, and he always comes back, which, I mean, it's a comic book thing. It's fine. I'm not complaining. But, like, for him to die again is like, okay, that's fine. We've been through this. We cried those tears. We can do it again. And, for Cisco, they've already got his replacement right there. Yeah. So.
And for him, too. They have that girl that worked with him, Allegra, this kind of sidekick. So they sort of have, maybe not in skills and personality, but they do have like 2 characters to replace their characters.
That's true.
And one is ridiculous because the guy was sort of a nobody, and suddenly he's as smart as Cisco.
Yeah.
And so it's like, the replacements suck. But the show they're gonna leave, and a couple quick news about the show is like they announced. And we saw pictures that Nora Allen's gonna come back. Duh. And
it's okay.
And Bart Allen, the Impulse is coming. That's a good news.
Okay.
I like that one.
Yeah.
But Nora, it's like, come on, you have Bart. Kick Nora. Why are you bringing Nora? Anyways, somehow they're gonna rehash her character using Bart, or I don't know. I like Bart. Sure.
Yeah.
There's an interesting character to be there. But and the Kid Flash gonna come back at some point.
Oh, that's good. That's a nice way to wrap up a show.
Yeah,
like kind of a
wrap up. They have no plan to wrap up the show.
Well, they should. I love Team Flash. I think they've got a great cast. They've had some good storylines. I've had a lot of fun, but the show is running out of steam.
Yeah,
and
especially last couple of seasons. Nora's season and this season is going like, come on.
The same thing happened with the Arrow. Like it went on probably at least 2 seasons longer than it should have. Again, I loved it so much, but like American, I feel like this is my big beef with American TV. We're just not good at letting go of a show when it's time. We tend to stretch them out a little too
When
long.
you're dealing with drama, you have to have really good writers and like amazing writers. Otherwise, you're gonna rehash like on the Arrow. They keep going back to an island, or they going the final season. They went to a future, trying to create a spin-off out of that. It didn't work.
Didn't work.
And on Flash is, the family theme is. I don't know. I think a natural progression, an interesting aspect to do with family in the Flash would be give them babies, make Iris pregnant, and move on. The natural evolution of families. No, they keep bringing. They're gonna bring now their daughter from the future, which they shouldn't, and their grandson from the future. I guess it happens in the book, so I guess I allowed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't know. But that's probably a good clue that the show should end, too. Like, the characters are evolving to, like, logical next steps in their lives. Like, Cisco's moving on, and Caitlin and Frost are separated, and they're doing their own things, and Barry and Iris are getting ready to that part of Barry's life where he's, like, retiring from the Flash and all that. Like, it's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Well. So
with love.
So that's it for this week. See, next week we're gonna talk more about
more movies, more
TV
shows,
comic books, shows. We're probably not gonna have a PlayStation 5. We might have a PlayStation 5 tennis shoes because they released those, and those are very accessible. I mean,
you don't need a semiconductor for a pair of Nikes.
So you can buy those. Not PlayStation 5, even though PlayStation 5 are reading records, like selling more than any other console ever. But I don't know how the people buy them. It's like black market, like hiring Chinese kids. Anyway,
Saudi princes.
That's it for this week. We see you next week. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.